Welcome back to my channel. I'm Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit Barbecue. On today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this brand new Vevor chamber vac. I'm also going to talk about why you should get a chamber vac as well. Stay tuned. Alright, so first things first, let's get this chamber vac out of the box. Alright, so I've got the chamber vac outside of the box. Let's open up the lid. Looks like we got some things inside. Looks like we got some vacuum pump oil, the cord, and some instructions. So here's the power cord that goes on this side of the chamber. So I'm going to plug this in. We also have this band that looks like it's a replacement band for the sealer. So I'm going to hold on to this. Got some sort of clamp here. Got an Allen wrench and some instructions. Alright, so according to the instructions, we've got to remove the back panel from the vacuum chamber to fill up our vacuum pump with the vacuum pump oil that's provided. So I'll bring you guys right back. Alright, so I've got the machine turned around, and it looks like we've got 4 Phillips head screws. I'm just going to take them all off. So here's a model number to this chamber vac. This is the DZ320, David Zebra 320. I'm also going to leave a link on where you can purchase this vacuum chamber inside the description box. Alright, so we got a stainless steel panel. In fact, the entire housing is stainless steel. Alright, so here's our vacuum pump, and the instructions say to remove this filter from the top. So it just unscrews. Looks like we also have an O-ring, so make sure that goes back on. Alright, so now I'm just going to fill up our vacuum pump. About halfway, there's a gauge right here with a window that you can see the oil level. So just add enough oil in there. You can see the oil level starting to rise, and we're about halfway right there. I'm going to reinstall the O-ring right around the hole and reinstall our breather filter. Alright, so our filter is reinstalled. I'm going to reinstall the back panel. Alright, so I've got the back panel reinstalled. I did install my power cord and I did plug it into my outlet. Now we're going to turn on the power. Alright, so as you can see right there, our display did light up. Now these are the standard settings, okay? 35 seconds of vacuum time, which is adjustable. Just add or delete seconds. The sealing time is 2.2 seconds. That's how long the bag is going to be sealing for. You can also adjust that. I'm going to leave that at 2.2 seconds. Alright, so the last display is your cooling time. That's going to allow your heating strip and your Teflon strip to cool off between cycles. I'm going to leave that at 3 seconds. Again, that's fully adjustable. And then lastly, you can see your vacuum gauge right here. So a couple more settings right here. You also have the option to single seal your bag or double seal your bag. That means, do you want 1 sealing strip across the bag or 2 sealing strips across the bag? That's pretty neat. Not a whole lot of vacuum chambers have that setting. And the last button here is just an emergency stop. Just in case something goes wrong, you need to stop it immediately. Maybe you forgot to put something in the bag, etc. You can just hit this button and it'll stop the machine. So this is a roll of vacuum bags right here. Unfortunately, these are open on both ends, which means you have to seal on one side, okay? So I'm going to simply cut a small portion of this. But now we have to seal one side. With this chamber vac, you can actually do that, okay? Now, since we're only going to seal one side of this bag, we do need to lower our vacuum time. And I don't know what the lowest setting, but let's just say 15 seconds. And we're going to seal this for 2.2 seconds. So let's place our bag in there. I'm just going to place the bag right over the heating strip. And this is pretty neat because we actually have a holder that's going to hold our bag in place so it does not move. Once the bag is in place, just pull down the lid and hold it down for a couple of seconds. You can let it go. Now this process does take a little bit longer because you have to seal on one side. That's why I like getting the chamber vac bags, because these are already sealed on one side. Once the cycle is completed, the vacuum is released, the lid opens, and we have a single seal. That's really nice and thick too. You can see it sealed really nice all the way across. Let's give that dual seal a try. So here's our dual seal right here. Really nice and tight seal. Now the only difference that I see is that this one right here, the dual seal, did seal better than the single seal, but it looks the same. Okay, it kind of looks the same, except this one did melt, because that's what it does. It melts the plastic a little bit. It did seal much better than the single. That's the only difference that I can see, but both of them are going to work. So one of the other nice things about owning a chamber vac is you can actually vacuum seal these mason jars right here. I just added a little bit of salt. Now you don't want to do any liquids, so this is good for dry ingredients. So just put the lid over it. And I did, again, just to add some salt. You can see that that seal is popped. We're going to put that right in the middle. I'm going to set the vacuum time. Oh, let's go with 30 seconds. I don't need any sealing time because we don't have a bag in there. So I'm going to put that to 0. Right there. The cooling time is going to be the same. Let's lower the lid. All right, the cycle is complete and our seal is down. You can see that right here. Look at that. So definitely sealed it. All right, so it really sealed up this jar. So let's try to open up this lid. Look at that, under extreme vacuum. Now you can also use these other larger mason jars in here. Just put the lid on it, but don't screw it in tight. Just leave it kind of loose. Lay your mason jar on its side, just like that, and start the process. All right, let's check this one out. Take our lid off because we don't need it. Oh yeah, nice and tight. Look at this. Okay, so you can use these, what are these, 12 ounces? 12 or 16 ounces? Yeah, 12 ounce mason jars, okay? And again, nicely sealed. There you go. So I also have some leftover food that I want to vacuum seal. I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so I've got some leftover barbacoa. So I'm just gonna vacuum seal this for a later date. Open up your bag. Throw some of that smoked barbacoa in there. Now this could be brisket, this could be ground beef that you bought at the store, it could be cheese, etc. Doing this is really gonna prolong the life of that food, okay? I gotta tell you, if you do not have a chamber vac and you're throwing a lot of food away, get one of these. You can come back a year later and eat some vacuum sealed brisket slices that'll be just as good as the day that you smoked it. No lie. And the other nice thing is that when you're reheating this, just drop this entire bag into some boiling water. It doesn't take long to reheat. And as I mentioned earlier, sometimes it's just as good, if not better, than the day you cooked it. All right, so we got about a pound of barbacoa right here. Now just a quick tip, anytime that you're vacuum sealing food, make sure that the area where it's gonna seal is completely clean. You don't want any meat or any fat in that sealing area. That way you get a nice tight seal. So you can put the bag over your sealing strip, put the bag holder, which I really love this feature right here. We're going to increase our vacuum time to 35 seconds. And lower the lid. Oh yeah, really nice, tight vacuum sealed bag. Look at that. That is absolutely perfect. Now, one of the other nice things about owning a chamber vac is that you can actually vacuum seal soups. If you have any leftover soups, just make sure it's cooled down or at room temperature. What you don't want to do is put really hot soups inside a chamber vac, because what a chamber vac does, the pressure inside of this chamber right here actually drops below atmospheric pressure. And what happens with that, it's actually going to heat up your food. If you put hot food inside of a chamber vac, you're asking for trouble. So since I don't have any soup, I'm just going to use plain water. Just drop it inside my bag. Try not to make a mess here. There we go. And you'll actually see this water. This is right out of my faucet. But you'll see this water start to boil, okay? Because that's what a chamber vac does. When it vacuums, it's boiling out the moisture from the air. Okay, and that's what you're doing. That's what's going to prolong the life of your food. Anytime that you have air inside of a, let's say, a Ziploc bag, that's only going to spoil your food fast. You're going to get freezer burn, etc. And that's one of the nice features of why I feel that everybody should have a chamber vac. All right, so let's vacuum seal our make-believe soup. Let's pretend we have, I don't know, chicken noodle soup in here, okay? Here we go. All right, there we have it. Nicely tight sealed chicken noodle soup. Actually, it's just water. But you can see, again, that you can chamber vac soup without any issues whatsoever. Now, if you guys are interested in purchasing this Vevor vacuum chamber, check out the link below and thank them for sponsoring today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If this is your first time to my channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Until next time, Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit BBQ. See ya.